Welcome to foodfeedinfo.com. This is part 3 of fat metabolism. In this video, I will discuss oxidation of odd carbon number fatty acids. Previously, we have discussed about the oxidation of even carbon number fatty acid through beta oxidation. So if we look at the long chain odd number fatty acids, they get oxidized in the same way as that of even number fatty acid, and they utilize the same pathway, that is beta oxidation. But the only difference is when there is the end of the chain. So let us start with 17 carbon heptadecanoic acid. Heptadecanoic acid is a 17 carbon fatty acid. It undergo the same beta oxidation process, and that releases to acetyl-CoA. The leftover 15 carbon acyl-CoA then enter again the beta oxidation process, and it releases 2 carbon acetyl-CoA, and then there is a 13 carbon acyl-CoA. It undergo the all 4 steps of beta oxidation, and through repetitive beta oxidation cycle it releases 4 acetyl-CoA. So at the end we have 5 carbon fatty acid. So if we look at the release of total number of acetyl-CoA, so from this 17 carbon up to a 5 carbon acyl-CoA, there is a release of 6 acetyl-CoA. So these acetyl-CoA oxidize through the TCA cycle, as we have discussed in the previous lectures during the oxidation of even carbon number fatty acids. So at the end we have 5 carbon acyl-CoA. So this 5 carbon odd number fatty acid, it undergo the same beta oxidation process, and it produces 1 acetyl-CoA that undergo oxidation through TCA cycle. So this acetyl-CoA enter the TCA cycle and get oxidized, whereas the remaining 3 carbon fatty acid, that is converted into 3 carbon acyl-CoA. So 3 carbon fatty acid is a propionic acid. So it is converted into propionyl-CoA. Propionyl-CoA cannot get oxidized further in the beta oxidation pathway. So there is some different enzymes they are required for the oxidation of this propionic acid, so that it can be utilized for the production of energy. So in the next slide we will see how this propionyl-CoA get oxidized. So there are 3 main steps which are involved for the oxidation of propionyl-CoA. So during the first step, this propionyl-CoA is converted into D-methylmalonyl-CoA. This step requires propionyl-CoA carboxylase enzyme, as well as there is also a requirement of biotin, and there is a addition of carbon dioxide or bicarbonate, so that it causes carboxylation. There is also a requirement of energy in the form of ATP. So 1 ATP is required at this step, where propionyl-CoA is converted into D-methylmalonyl-CoA. So this is the first step. Then comes the second step. During the second step, there is isomerization of this D-methylmalonyl-CoA into L-methylmalonyl-CoA. This is simply isomerization, and D isomer is converted into L isomer. So D-methylmalonyl-CoA is converted into L-methylmalonyl-CoA. For this step, there is a requirement of methylmalonyl-CoA epimerase enzyme. So after this isomerization, the next step is rearrangement to form succinyl-CoA. The L-methylmalonyl-CoA get rearranged and it undergo an intramolecular rearrangement to form succinyl-CoA. So succinyl-CoA is then able to enter into the citric acid cycle. This rearrangement is catalyzed by methylmalonyl-CoA mutase, and this reaction or this step require a coenzyme 5-deoxyadenosylcobalamin, or simply you can say it's a coenzyme B12. So this enzyme is derived from vitamin B12 cobalamin, and it converts L-methylmalonyl-CoA simply through rearrangement into succinyl-CoA. So this is the third step. So we have discussed the first three steps of this propionyl-CoA oxidation. The first is carboxylation, where there is a formation of D-methylmalonyl-CoA. Then there is isomerization for the formation of L-methylmalonyl-CoA from D-methylmalonyl-CoA. Then in the next step, this L-methylmalonyl-CoA is converted into succinyl-CoA simply through rearrangement of the methylmalonyl-CoA. So this step is catalyzed. So in the next step or the final step, there is a succinyl-CoA. Succinyl-CoA So the third step is the rearrangement to form succinyl-CoA. Succinyl-CoA is formed from the rearrangement of L-methylmalonyl-CoA through methylmalonyl-CoA mutase that catalyze the reaction, and there is a formation of succinyl-CoA. Succinyl-CoA then enter and it get metabolized through the TCA cycle. It enter into the citric acid cycle, and then it is utilized through this cycle and get completely oxidized to provide the energy. So this is the complete oxidation of odd carbon number fatty acids. So as briefly we can say, okay, the oxidation of odd number fatty acid is similar to that of even carbon number fatty acids, but at the end when there are only 5 carbon atoms left after beta oxidation, that acyl-CoA is converted into two products. The one is acetyl-CoA and the second one is propionyl-CoA. So propionyl-CoA is then converted into D-methylmalonyl-CoA, then into L-methylmalonyl-CoA, then into succinyl-CoA, and finally succinyl-CoA enter into TCA cycle for oxidation. Thank you for watching.